Every little remark, every minor setback, if it gets under your skin, you're handing over your power on a silver platter. The truth is, the most unshakable people don't face fewer problems, they've simply mastered their response to them. Imagine gliding through life completely unfazed, no endless overthinking, no explosive emotional outbursts, just pure, absolute control. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to train your mind to behave as if nothing truly bothers you, so you stop feeling imprisoned by your emotions and start commanding them instead. Because once you master this skill, nothing and no one will ever hold power over you again. 1. Mastering the nothing bothers me mindset. Life is a constant barrage of noise, people's opinions, daily irritations, unexpected hurdles. The world never stops trying to distract you, criticize you, or block your path. But what if I told you that real strength lies in mastering the art of indifference? Picture walking through a raging storm without flinching, without losing your cool for even a second. That's what it means to act as if nothing bothers you. The secret? Learning to detach your emotions from everything happening outside you. When you let external events control your mood, you turn yourself into a puppet, strings pulled by forces you can't command. But when you train your mind to stay steady and unmoved, you become the one pulling the strings, your own. The world naturally respects people who stay calm in chaos, who refuse to crack under pressure. When you live this mindset, you radiate authority without opening your mouth. You move through life with undeniable power, with magnetic presence, with a confidence that can't be shaken. Look at the most influential figures in history. They weren't the ones who snapped at every insult or criticism. They carried themselves with quiet control, as if they knew a secret the rest of the world hadn't figured out yet. Their power didn't come from arguing or pushing back, it came from remaining completely unaffected. This is the real strength of indifference. The greatest lessons in self-mastery and success all point to the same truth: your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape who you become. If you react emotionally to everything, you surrender your power. But if you build an ironclad mindset, the world starts bending to you. Those who accomplish extraordinary things live by this rule: control your mind, and you control your reality. Imagine someone insults you in public. Most people would fire back with anger, defense, or retaliation. But what if you just smiled and walked away? You stripped them of their power instantly. They wanted a reaction, they needed it, and when they don't get it, they're the ones left rattled. You walk away stronger, untouched, victorious. The same goes for failures and setbacks. Most people let defeat crush them. They drown in frustration, wasting days, weeks, even years regretting what went wrong. But those who master indifference treat failure like data, a lesson, an adjustment, a stepping stone. They don't internalize it. They observe, adapt, and keep moving. So how do you build this level of control? It starts with daily practice. Train yourself to pause before reacting. Ask, does this actually impact my long-term goals? Is this reaction necessary, or am I just giving away my power? By consistently choosing not to react, you forge armor against life's petty distractions. Another powerful tool is visualization. See yourself as the person who glides through life unaffected. Picture the version of you who doesn't flinch at insults, who doesn't collapse under pressure. Feed that image to your mind daily. It will become your reality. The mind is incredibly powerful. What you repeatedly visualize, you eventually embody. Let people wonder why nothing rattles you. Let them puzzle over how you stay so composed. When you prove that nothing bothers you, you control the room. You become an enigma, someone others admire but can't quite understand. And in that mystery lies your true strength. Real power isn't about aggression or domination. It's about presence. A presence so solid it never needs to prove itself. It commands respect through silence, through an unshakable inner state. Master this, and you master life itself. 2. Stay unshaken. Think about the strongest people you know. They don't explode impulsively. They don't let emotions hijack their decisions. They pause, they evaluate, they respond with clear intention. This isn't because they don't feel anything. It's because they've mastered what they feel. Emotional detachment isn't suppression, it's ownership. Picture a heated argument where someone is deliberately trying to provoke you. Do you bite? Do you let their words hijack your peace? Or do you stay calm, smiling inside, knowing their words only have power if you grant it? Emotional detachment means refusing to surrender your inner peace to outside forces. It means protecting your inner world as sacred and untouchable. When you live this way, stress melts away, clarity sharpens, and life's obstacles become simple puzzles, not exhausting wars. Remember, your thoughts create your reality. What you focus on expands. If you let external chaos rule your mind, you become its slave. But when you seize control of your thoughts and emotions, you become the architect of your destiny. Consider the story of a man who lost everything. Business gone, investments wiped out, left with nothing. Most would spiral into despair. But he refused. He saw the collapse as a lesson, not a death sentence. He knew his mind was his ultimate asset, and no external loss could steal that. With that mindset, he rebuilt, bigger, stronger, better. That's the transformative power of detachment. When you stop tying your identity to outcomes or failures, you free yourself to rise higher. A huge reason people abandon their goals is emotional chaos, fear, doubt, frustration. They let temporary feelings derail permanent dreams. But those who master detachment treat emotions as passing clouds. They don't let fleeting sensations destroy long-term vision. They persist because they've trained their minds to see obstacles as temporary, not terminal. Training for emotional detachment doesn't make you cold, it makes you sovereign. You can still feel joy, sadness, excitement deeply, but you stay in the driver's seat. Your emotions work for you, not against you. To build it, in charged moments, step back. When someone insults you, pause. Observe your feelings without acting on them. Ask, does this truly affect my life in any meaningful way? Usually, the answer is no. By choosing not to react, you reclaim your power. Detachment also strengthens when you have unbreakable purpose. With a clear vision, petty distractions lose their pull. Your focus becomes laser-sharp because you know your energy is too precious to waste on nonsense. The world belongs to those who master themselves. The more emotional control you cultivate, the more unstoppable you become. While others panic, you stay calm. While others react, you respond. And that quiet advantage is something few ever gain. True strength isn't loud or physical, it's an unshakable presence that commands respect without ever demanding it. Master emotional detachment. And you don't just survive life, you dominate it. 3. Mindful indifference is a superpower. We're conditioned to believe we must care about everything, everyone's opinions, judgments, expectations. Society drills into us that our worth depends on how much we bend to others' views. But true freedom arrives the moment you realize most things simply don't matter. Next time you catch yourself overthinking, ask, will this matter in 5 years? If not, release it. Most of what torments us, criticism, temporary setbacks, passing embarrassments, fades into nothingness with time. Yet we let it devour our peace, dictate our mood, control our actions. That's why mastering mindful indifference is the ultimate key to reclaiming your power. Indifference isn't apathy, it's wise prioritization. It's recognizing your energy is limited and choosing to spend it only on what truly deserves it. Not every fight is worth your effort. Not every opinion deserves your attention. When you stop reacting to every small irritation, you shift from emotional reactivity to strategic response. That single shift changes everything. Think of the people you admire most. They aren't frantically seeking approval or exploding at every challenge. They stand firm, unmoved by the world's noise. They know their worth, so no one can manipulate or diminish them. When you adopt this mindset, something incredible happens. People respect you more, not because you chase their approval, but because you clearly don't need it. In a world full of people desperate to fit in and be liked, the one who stands confidently in their own value holds real power. Picture unfair criticism coming your way. The weak react instantly, defending, over-explaining, attacking back. The strong stay calm. They know words only wound if you let them. By not reacting, they keep total control, not just of the moment, but of themselves. That quiet self-respect earns more admiration than any outburst ever could. The same applies to success. Great achievers aren't distracted by petty drama or external judgment. They're laser-focused on their goals, refusing to waste mental energy on irrelevance. So how do you build this indifference? Start by examining your reactions. When anger or anxiety rises over something trivial, pause. Ask, is this worth my energy? Usually no. Train yourself to release what doesn't serve you. Another powerful step, define your true priorities, your purpose, growth, peace. When your foundation of self-worth is rock solid, others' opinions lose their grip. You become untouchable, not because you stop caring entirely, but because you care deeply about the right things. Here's the secret most never grasp. Real power isn't in chasing approval. It's in being unmoved by disapproval. It's in walking away from what drains you, rising above petty conflict, staying focused amid endless distraction. In the end, it's not about caring less, it's about caring smarter. Choosing where to invest your energy and refusing to squander it on what doesn't deserve it. Master mindful indifference, and you don't merely survive, you thrive. While everyone else obsesses over pleasing others, the one rooted in self-worth will always rise highest. 4. Stop seeking approval. Seeking approval is a trap. It hands your happiness to others, making you dependent on their fleeting validation. The hard truth, no one's opinion of you should ever outweigh your own. The moment you let someone else define your worth, you surrender control of your life. True confidence isn't granted. It's built through self-reliance, through knowing you don't need permission to be fully yourself. Think of the most magnetic people you've met. They don't beg for approval, they don't shrink to fit in. They own every part of themselves, flaws included, and that's exactly what makes them magnetic. Their power comes from an unshakable sense of self. While others chase validation, they walk their own path with unapologetic purpose. The need for approval stems from fear of rejection, judgment, standing alone. But the more you seek it, the more power you give away. You become prisoner to others' expectations, twisting yourself to fit molds not meant for you. In doing so, you betray who you really are. Freedom comes when you accept a simple truth. Universal approval is impossible. No matter what you do, someone will criticize, someone will misunderstand, and most won't care at all. So why exhaust yourself trying to please everyone? World changers, leaders, innovators, creators aren't obsessed with fitting in. They're driven by inner vision and fire. They face criticism constantly yet remain unfazed. Their confidence is built on self-belief, not public opinion. That's what makes them unstoppable. To break free from the approval trap, start asking, whose opinion actually matters? Most loud voices come from people who don't share your journey. They carry no real weight unless you grant it. Another vital step, validate yourself. Celebrate your progress, big and small. When you recognize your own worth, external applause becomes unnecessary. You know your value without needing proof from others. Detaching from validation doesn't make you arrogant, it makes you authentic. You respect your own choices, your own path, refusing to let others steer it. Your worth isn't up for debate. The moment you stop seeking validation, you start living freely. You speak, act, and dream without filtering through others' expectations. You move with boldness, authenticity, and unshakable purpose. Not everyone will understand or support you, and that's perfectly fine. The ones who matter will respect you precisely because you don't need their approval to shine. So choose yourself. Stand firm in your values, beliefs, vision. Release the need for external validation and embrace radical self-acceptance. Once you do, you become truly untouchable. Not because you have everyone's approval, but because you no longer require any. 5. Handle criticism. Criticism is inevitable, but how you handle it reveals your true strength. Most people crumble at the first hint of disapproval, letting it wound their identity, dictate their actions, erode their confidence. But why? Criticism is just words, opinions and perspectives, often from people who don't even understand your path. It only has power if you give it power. When you react emotionally, you let it control you. When you filter it through clear logic, you stay in control. The strongest people don't let criticism shake them. They evaluate it calmly, keep what's useful, discard the rest. No drama, no overreaction, just selective attention to what actually matters. Key lesson: filter criticism through logic, not emotion. Take what serves you, ignore what doesn't, and never let someone's opinion steal your peace. There are two kinds: constructive and destructive. Constructive comes from experience and genuine intent to help. Welcome it. Destructive aims to tear down, often rooted in jealousy or insecurity. It's meaningless unless you internalize it. Imagine a sculptor crafting a masterpiece. Onlookers comment, some praise, some suggest improvements, others mock. Does he abandon his vision because of negative voices? No. He stays guided by his inner purpose, filtering out noise. That's how you must treat criticism. When it comes, ask, does this person have credibility or experience to judge me? If yes, consider it. If no, move on. Not every voice deserves your ear. Most criticism reflects the critic's own limits, not yours. Criticism tests emotional resilience. The weak get defensive, argue, or retreat into doubt. The strong stay unmoved. They process but never let it disturb their core. Great historical figures, visionaries, leaders, faced endless criticism, yet pressed forward. Their ability to ignore detractors while learning from valid feedback is what set them apart. They knew criticism is often the price of daring greatly. To build this resilience, practice detachment. Next time criticism hits, pause. Don't react instantly. Analyze, is there value here? If yes, grow from it. If no, dismiss it. Combine this with deep self-conviction. When you truly believe in your path, external opinions lose their sting. Confidence from within makes you immune to shallow attacks. The world will always have opinions, praise and doubt alike, but only yours truly matters in the end. True power lies in hearing criticism, evaluating it rationally, and continuing forward undeterred. The strongest don't fear criticism. They use it wisely or ignore it entirely. 6. Keep your composure under pressure. Pressure reveals character. Some crack, some fold, but the strong remain steady. Why? Because they train their minds long before the storm hits. They know pressure isn't rare, it's guaranteed. The secret: detach from the illusion of total control. Not everything will go as planned. People disappoint, obstacles arise, setbacks blindside you. But you don't react emotionally, you respond with calm strategy. Most people break under pressure because they resist reality. They expect smooth sailing and panic when life proves otherwise, complaining, freezing, spiraling. But those trained for uncertainty adapt fluidly. They flow with chaos instead of fighting it. Picture a seasoned warrior entering battle. He doesn't expect ease. He anticipates resistance, surprises, hardship. Yet he stays composed because he's already accepted reality. He saves energy for execution, not wishful thinking. Inking. Adopt that mindset. Life will test you relentlessly, but if you've trained for composure, nothing truly shakes you. While others scramble in panic, you move with precision and clarity. There's immense power in controlling yourself, not the world. When you no longer demand perfection, you become unstoppable. When you expect challenge, you stop fearing it and start seeing it as a chance to sharpen your edge. The greatest leaders and unshakable figures don't flinch in crisis. They radiate calm certainty. People marvel, how do they stay so composed while everything falls apart? Because they've mentally rehearsed difficulty. They've conditioned themselves to detach from panic and prioritize logic. To build this, reframe pressure as a test of discipline. When stress hits, challenge yourself to stay steady. Observe emotions without letting them drive. Also prepare mentally. Visualize worst-case scenarios and practice staying calm. Nothing will catch you off guard. Most people live unprepared, relying on hope. When reality hits, they collapse. But those who train for adversity stand tall, untouched, unbreakable. Next time pressure builds, remind yourself, this is my moment to prove control. While others panic, you breathe. While others react, you calculate. When the storm passes, you'll still be standing, steady, unshaken, stronger. 7. Start letting go of what you can't control. Most suffering comes from clinging to outcomes, expectations, things beyond our grasp. We grip tightly to how we think life should unfold, and when reality differs, we hurt. True mental strength lies in release. Picture a river. Water flows around rocks without resistance, never demanding obstacles move. It simply adapts and continues. That's how you must move through life. Some things will happen no matter how much you worry. The missed opportunity, the person who leaves, the unexpected blow. You can resist and suffer, or accept and advance. The choice is always yours. Letting go isn't surrender. It's wisdom. It's redirecting energy from the uncontrollable to what you can influence. Clinging to rigid expectations makes you fragile, trapping you in regret and what-ifs. Embracing uncertainty frees you from needless pain. The strongest people don't fight the inevitable. They stay calm amid unpredictability. They've mastered detachment, not from life, but from the illusion of total control. They know peace comes from flowing with reality, not against it. Most attach happiness to specific results. If things go as planned, joy; if not, misery. That's fragile living. Strength is adaptability. When you release rigid expectations, no disappointment can truly break you. The key is awareness. When you catch yourself gripping too tight, an outcome, a person, a plan, pause. Ask, is this in my control? If no, release it. Redirect energy toward forward motion. Detachment is a practiced skill. Start small, let go of minor annoyances, long queues, traffic, plan changes. Notice how liberating non-reaction feels. Over time, apply it to bigger challenges. Some confuse detachment with apathy, but they're opposites. Apathy disengages from life. Detachment engages fully while refusing to suffer over uncertainty. You can care passionately about goals and relationships without crumbling when plans shift. The moment you let go of the uncontrollable, you gain profound peace. While others drown in frustration, you remain steady. They wonder how nothing disturbs you, because you've mastered letting go. Stop resisting. Accept what is, adapt to what comes, flow forward. The strongest minds don't cling. They move like water, untouched by obstacles. 8. Silence is the ultimate power move. In a world addicted to noise, silence is a weapon. Most people talk to fill voids, seek validation, prove points. But the truly powerful speak sparingly. They listen, observe, calculate. When they do speak, every word lands with impact. Silence unnerves people. It forces them to question themselves, to wonder what you're thinking. In any conversation, the one who speaks least often holds most control. Words reveal, silence conceals. Master silence, and you shift power dynamics everywhere. In conversations, negotiations, conflicts, most rush to fill quiet with explanations, justifications, chatter. But when you stay quiet, you force others to expose themselves, their thoughts, insecurities, motives, while you remain mysterious. Imagine a negotiation. They make an offer, expecting quick response. You pause, silence stretches. They grow uncomfortable, second guess, start conceding better terms out of tension. Silence created leverage. Same in conflict. Someone insults you expecting reaction. Give them nothing. They lose power, left questioning if their words even landed. Your silence forces them to sit with their own emotions. Silence also sharpens observation. Talk less, notice more. Body language, tone shifts, contradictions. Most miss these because they're too busy speaking. Influential figures aren't the loudest. They're precise. They don't waste breath on chatter. Speaking less signals depth. To harness silence, practice restraint. Listen more, speak less. Let others fill space first. The less you reveal casually, the more weight your words carry when you choose to use them. Especially in high emotion, Angry, silent. Insulted, silent. Provoked, delay response. Controlling speech under pressure displays supreme discipline, and discipline earns respect. Powerful people aren't reactive. A pause can speak volumes. Silence itself can be the strongest response. In a world screaming for attention, the one who masters quiet often wields greatest influence. Uence. Master silence and you master control. 9. Train yourself to stay calm no matter what. Your mind is the battlefield. The thoughts you allow determine victory or defeat. The strongest aren't free of negative thoughts, they simply refuse to be ruled by them. To build an unshakable mind, cultivate daily habits, gratitude against negativity, discipline against laziness, detachment against suffering. Mental resilience, like physical strength, grows through consistent resistance. You can't expect composure in crisis if you haven't trained daily. Practice pausing before reacting, breathing before responding. Most are slaves to impulse, fear, frustration, distraction, but those who command their minds command everything. Warriors and leaders think this way. Nothing, insults, setbacks, chaos, derails them. They move with deep calm. Others can't fathom. Mental strength builds in small moments, rising early against comfort, staying silent instead of arguing, pushing forward when quitting tempts. Every challenge strengthens the muscle. Detachment is crucial. Separate yourself from emotions, outcomes, chaos. You can't control the world, but you always control your response. Most get tossed by storms. The unshakable stand grounded, letting turmoil pass while preserving strength. Discipline is non-negotiable. The mind craves ease. That's why most stay weak, giving into distraction and doubt. But consistent discipline rewires you into someone unstoppable. Start small, meditate for focus, exercise for resilience, read for growth, keep promises to yourself. These compound into unbreakable mental armor. Life will test you relentlessly, but once your mind is mastered, nothing external can truly touch you. You'll move with confidence, control, and power few attain. When people ask how you stay so steady, so unbothered, you'll know you trained for this. You built it, and not. Hing can take it away. 10. Mastering the art of moving in silence. Real power operates quietly. It doesn't crave spotlight or validation. It acts, then lets results speak. The loudest in the room are often the weakest, announcing plans, seeking applause, explaining every move. The strongest move strategically, silently, with precision. If you want true respect, stop broadcasting intentions. Stop over-explaining. Just work, just progress. Success is built in action, not announcement. The more you talk, the more you invite doubt, interference, sabotage. Work in silence. No one sees you coming until it's too late. Strong individuals don't prove themselves constantly. Their results do the talking. They don't argue, impress, or justify. They execute with certainty that commands admiration. That's why history's greatest weren't constantly hyping their next move. They understood power lies in execution, not promises. They built empires quietly while others talked. To master this, keep ambitions private. Grind relentlessly without seeking praise. Let people speculate about your progress, your composure. Silence isn't passive, it's strategy. It creates mystery, makes others overthink, fills gaps with their own projections, giving you advantage. When you do speak, words hit harder because people know you don't waste them. In a world obsessed with visibility, be the one who prioritizes mastery over appearance. While others chase attention and seeming success, you focus on actual dominance. Resist the urge to announce, explain, prove. Let results reveal everything. When you stop feeding validation, something shifts. People notice more. They wonder how you achieved it, how nothing phases you. That's when you know you've won, not by declaring victory, but by achieving it in silence. 1.5 seconds.